As a collegiate student athlete, I always want to be able to perform my best on and off the field. One of the ways to not jeopardize my performance is to take care of myself. For example, eating quality food, taking a multivitamin, and staying hydrated. But one of the easiest and most important ways to always put my body in a position to succeed is getting an adequate amount of sleep every night. I think it's pretty apparent that I chose this because I'm a student athlete, and one of my most important responsibilities is to take care of myself so I can perform day in and day out. So first, I'd like to start you with a quote from Tom Ruff from the Seattle Health Clinic. "Sleep is an investment in the energy you need to be effective tomorrow." I think that ties into a lot of just always having preparation to be able to perform the next day. As a college student, sleep can be something that is often taken for granted. As you all know, it's a natural tendency as a college student to procrastinate and sacrifice sleep to stay all night, finishing assignments and cramming for tests. I'm here to share with you the importance and health benefits of getting a sufficient amount of sleep every night. And so I found an article from www.health.com, which is titled 11 Surprising Health Benefits of Sleep, and that's where we're getting most of my information. And so the 3 points I'd like to touch on are athletic performance, academic success, and overall health benefits of sleep. So first, let's move into athletic performance. A Stanford University study found that college football players who tried to sleep at least 10 hours a night for over 7 to 8 weeks improved their average sprint time and had less daytime fatigue and more stamina. Adequate sleep leads to a better muscle performance, along with the amount of focus, which proves to be vital in any sport. It's easy to be off our game when we're tired, and that's because we keep our focus. It's hard to keep our focus when we're deprived of sleep. As you can see from this graphic behind me, young adults along with middle-aged adults require 7 to 9 hours of sleep to function at their maximum potential. Anything substantially more or less than this amount would be a detriment to athletic performance. Now that I've covered the benefits on the field and the court, let's move into academics. So I have a quote from Dr. Rappaport. If you're trying to meet a deadline, you're willing to sacrifice sleep, but it's severe sleep deprivation that clearly impairs learning. Studies have shown that college students who acquire an adequate amount of sleep every night have better grades than those who don't. As you can see from this visual behind me, students that get 7 hours or more of sleep perform better in the classroom. This data is enough to conclude that there's a direct correlation between the amount of sleep a student gets and their grades. This leads into my final and most important point, which is the overall health benefits of sleep. So there's 2 main points I'd like to touch on, and that is stress and depression. So a quote from www.health.com says, "Sleep can definitely reduce levels of stress, and with that, people can have better control of their blood pressure. According to multiple studies, lack of sleep leads to more anxiety and stress. This high amount of stress and anxiety leads to health complications such as high blood pressure. Although these health complications due to lack of sleep is more common in middle-aged adults, it can cause problems in teens and young adults too." So next, I'd like to talk about depression. And now I'd like to start with another quote, which is, "A good night's sleep can really help a moody person decrease their anxiety. You get more emotional stability with good sleep. This increased stress and anxiety that I spoke of earlier can also lead to depression. Depression can flare up in times of high stress and anxiety, so it's clear to say that getting enough sleep every night is quite beneficial to our overall health and well-being." The last visual that I've included speaks of all the negative effects of sleep deprivation. These effects include irritability, memory loss, impaired judgment, impaired immune system, risk of diabetes, and risk of heart disease. Our bodies are often compared to a car. This is because if we want to perform at our best and prevent sickness, disease, and injury, we have to fuel our bodies right and get them an adequate amount of rest. Our bodies need to be treated as a well-oiled machine, so when we're running at full speed all day, we need to relax and refuel so we can keep ourselves in optimum shape. As you can see, getting a sufficient amount of sleep proves to be quite beneficial. So in conclusion, I've touched on athletics, academics, and the overall health benefits of sleep. I can recall countless times where I sacrificed my sleep schedule to meet a deadline, or even just staying up late for the fun of it, and I can truly tell you from experience that a lack of sleep directly translates to your performance in the classroom and on the field. So thank you guys for your time, and sleep well.